Content warning. This fictional story addresses grooming and trafficking for educational purposes only. No graphic content. Viewer discretion is advised.
You're young the first time she talks to you. It's not some man in a van, not a shadow in the dark. A girl your age. Maybe a little older, someone you'd want to be. She tells you she likes your shirt, says you seem cool, smart, like someone going places. She asks if you've ever wanted to make money. Easy money, just folding towels, maybe handing out drinks at a party. Something light, something chill, nothing you'd get in trouble for. You're not sure why she picked you, but she talks like you matter. Like she sees something in you no one else has noticed. Like you're lucky. And maybe you are. Because your mom's behind on rent again, your stepdad's still drinking, and you've stopped opening the fridge. Because you already know there's nothing inside but old ketchup and a jar of pickles. So yeah, you say yes. She gives you an address, tells you to wear something nice, but not too nice. Says someone will meet you at the door. It's a big white house, one of those places without a mailbox. Just a long driveway and windows that seem to watch you back. You take a deep breath before you knock. A man in a suit opens the door. He doesn't smile, doesn't ask your name, just steps aside like this is normal, like you belong here. Inside, everything smells like bleach and new money. The floors shine like they've never been walked on. The silence hums louder than any TV you've ever heard. She tells you to go upstairs. You pass fruit on a silver tray, rows of bottled water that look untouched. You sit on a leather couch that probably costs more than your mom's rent for the year. No one says anything. Then someone hands you $200 just for showing up. No tasks, no instructions, no explanation. You don't know what you were expecting. But it wasn't that. You think maybe it's a mistake, but no one takes it back. So you leave. And for the first time in a long time, your pocket doesn't feel empty. The next day, they ask you to come back. Same house, same silence. Only this time, something feels different. There's a man waiting upstairs. Older, calm, polished. He says all you need to do is help him relax. Maybe a shoulder rub, nothing serious. He even says you can stop anytime. You hesitate. But she's there too, the girl who found you. She nods like it's all normal, like this is just how it works. He lies face down. You keep your movements careful, distant, like your hands are on autopilot. He talks while you work. Not creepy, just curious. He asks about school, what subjects you like, what you want to be when you grow up. He tells you you're smart, that you're mature for your age, different, special, and maybe, for just a moment, you believe him. When it's over, he hands you $300. Just like that. Like this is the world now. Like you've stepped into some secret system. You go home and stare at the cash. You don't know how to feel, but you know one thing. You're going back. You come back again, and again, and again. By the fourth visit, the rules shift. Subtle at first, then sudden. He turns over this time. No warning, no pause. You freeze. Your hands hover, unsure. Your heart pounds so loud it feels like it fills the room. But he doesn't wait. He reaches out, guiding you. Like this is just part of the routine. You don't say anything. Your mouth won't work. Something inside you pulls the emergency brake. When it's over, he smiles. Calm, pleased, like you did well on a test. He hands you $500, like it's a transaction, like it makes it okay. You take it. Not because you want to, but because it's already happened. That night, you stand in the shower too long. trying to scrub something off that just won't come out. Then you cry into your pillow. Then you go back. Because now you understand. This isn't a side gig. It's a system, and you're already inside it. You start meeting the others. The other girls like you, and those that are nothing like you. Some from your school, some from out of state, some older, some younger. All of them carrying something they never speak out loud. Some talk too much. Some never talk at all. Some smile too wide. Some haven't smiled in months. They teach you things. How to disappear while staying in the room. How to keep your voice calm even when your stomach turns. How to make yourself smaller and smaller until you barely take up space. They tell you about bonuses. More money if you bring a friend. Recruitment. You try it once. You tell yourself it's to help her, to give her the same chance. But she's 15. Too excited when they hand her the cash. Too trusting. You watch her walk through that same door, and something inside you cracks open. You throw up that night. Not because you're sick, but because now you're not just in it. You're part of it. You've crossed the line, become what once hurt you, but still, you go back. Because by now, you're not sure who you are without it. You're not a student, not a daughter, not a kid. You're a name on a list, a face they recognize, a body on demand. Eventually, the house isn't enough. They take you somewhere else, a private jet, no parents, no chaperones. Just you, two other girls, and a handful of men in tailored clothes who never give their names. The flight attendant avoids eye contact. You cry in the bathroom. Wipe your face, reapply your mascara like armor, smile at your reflection even though it doesn't look like you anymore. The island is too perfect. Palm trees, white sand, private villas with locked doors. A place that should feel like paradise, but doesn't, not even for a second. The rules here are never written down, but you learn them quickly. Smile, be pleasant, say thank you. Don't ask questions, don't say no. You're given a new name, not legally, just practically. Lily. Short, sweet, easy to pronounce. They say it suits you. You stop using your real name. It doesn't sound right anymore, like something from another life. You learn to move without reacting, to float above your own body, to turn off the part of your brain that's still screaming. You become someone else, someone who can survive this. The men come and go. They act like kings, like nothing can touch them. Some of their faces you recognize, from magazines, from TV, from history class. They smile for cameras with the same hands that make you flinch. Sometimes there's a camera here too. Sometimes you're not alone in the room. Sometimes you imagine you're somewhere else. Anywhere else. You're 16 when the messages stop. No warning. No reason. Just nothing. Your phone used to light up every night. Now it's quiet. And that silence is louder than you expected. You check it less and less. Not because you've moved on, but because you've been moved out. Too tall, too emotional, too old, too aware. They never say it, but you feel it. You text the girl who brought you in. No response. You try again. Blocked. You show up once. The house looks the same. But the girl who answers the door is younger than you ever were. Lipstick too red, shoes too big, eyes too wide. You leave without saying a word. You don't go back. You try to tell someone once, a school counselor, not the whole story, just enough, just to test the water. She frowns, takes notes, says she'll report it. Weeks go by. Nothing happens. You walk the same hallways, sit in the same classes, smile like nothing's wrong. Nobody asks. You try again. This time, a police officer, a woman. You think maybe she'll understand. She asks what you were wearing, why you didn't leave. If maybe, deep down, you wanted the attention, you leave before she finishes the report. So you stop talking. Because every time you open your mouth, the world reminds you. It would rather you stay quiet. Now you're 19. You've had 5 jobs in 2 years. You quit the diner when the manager stood too close. You quit the salon when a client touched your hand. You quit the bookstore when someone called you Lily. You flinch when doors close too hard. You freeze when someone raises their voice, even if it isn't at you. You still sleep with the lights on. Still double lock your door. Still don't answer unknown numbers. They say he's gone now, that he took his own life, that it's over. But it's not over, not for you. Because he didn't build it alone. He wasn't the whole system. He was just one part. The face, the name, the distraction. The structure is still standing. Quiet, hidden, funded and fed. And you're still living in the aftermath. You think about speaking up, about saying the names, about telling your story. You open your notes app, write the statement over and over, rewrite, edit, stare at the screen until your eyes blur. Then you delete it. Because who would believe you? You're just a girl from a broken home. A dropout, a runaway, a mess. They're powerful. They have lawyers. They have money. They have influence. You have memories. You have scars. You have flashbacks. They walk free. You live it every day. Sometimes people say, but you look fine. And you do. Because you've learned how to wear fine like makeup, how to paint over pain, how to walk like nothing happened. But your body remembers. Your mind remembers. Your heart remembers. You still hear voices in the dark. You still flinch when someone says, it's in the past. You still feel your throat close when people say, move on. You're 22 now. You work nights because the world feels quieter then. You keep your earbuds in, even when they're dead, just to avoid conversation. You wear baggy clothes, not because you like the style, but because you don't want to be seen. You smile less, speak less, trust less. You're not just a person anymore. You're a reminder. And no one wants to be reminded. Not the politicians who shook his hand. Not the reporters chasing headlines. Not the influencers who said, we believe you, then went back to posting smoothie recipes. They call you troubled. Say you're seeking attention. Say you're lying. They don't say victim. They don't say survivor. You don't want revenge. You want peace. You want a name that feels like yours again. You want a world that doesn't feed on silence. You're not looking for sympathy. You're looking for someone to say, I believe you, just once. Loud enough that others hear it too. The ones still trapped. The ones still waiting. The ones whose feet have left the island, but whose minds never did. Because they were right about one thing. You were smart. You were different. You were special. And you're still here. Soft, broken, breathing, breathing, breathing.